One of my roles as a worship pastor, as a worship leader, is to call people to personal holiness. But we must first seek to do that ourselves. And we can't lead others to listen and obey the word of God unless we're constantly listening for ourselves from the word of God daily. When we use shortcuts, and are inconsistent, then we're setting ourselves up for attack. And the enemy, what does he do? Aaron alluded to it. He literally is aimed at and seeking to kill, steal, and destroy not only you, but your entire church. That's some heavy stuff. That's what we're up against. And if he can't have your salvation, this enemy, like he can't steal it, can't take it. But what he will do is make you completely ineffective for the gospel of Jesus Christ as a pastor. That is the worst thing that could happen to you. And the one way, I think the worst way and the sneakiest way that he does that is he slowly, through other means, just entices you away from the lamp that you're holding. You set it down to pick up other things. You convince yourself a mirror is just as good as the lamp itself. Psalm 119:9 says, how can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word. Guys, that's not just a pornography verse. That's a personal holiness verse. By keeping it according to your word. If we aren't in the word, then how are we going to handle conflict? How are we going to handle sin? How are we going to handle the person that comes up after the service and is grieving? Hard circumstances are going to come our way. And are we going to handle them like the shepherds that we've been called to? Or are we going to be imposters? What the Bible calls us is wolves. I've met a lot of worship pastors over the 10 years of just being here, and a lot of the time, lunches, coffees, whatever, probably will talk with you guys about, man, I've got this situation, I've got this person, and this is happening, and man, I just don't know what to do with them. And I start, okay, well, tell me a little bit more about it. And we start getting more details, and they start giving more color to the situation. But then I start digging into them. And what I usually find is that they have such a superficial knowledge of God, a superficial rhythm of daily time in the Word. It's not that their intention is out of the way. They want to engage the situation. They just don't know how. We have to be in the Word of God for our people, and we have to call ourselves to holiness, to be set apart by God through His Word before we call anyone else to do the same thing.